Colonel, there have been reports of and explosions heard across the country, far beyond the Donbass region. What's your assessment of the situation now?
So, Victor, let's take a look at those explosions, because what we see here are quite a few different areas. And when you see the geographic diversity of all of these areas where there's been an explosion, either from a missile or from a bomb or from a rocket or artillery shell that was sent by the Russians, it's basically covering the entire country. And that is really quite significant, because the Russians always believed that artillery was kind of their god of war. This is the pure demonstration of that very fact. And you see that just by the sheer number of explosions that they intended to do this by blanketing the whole country.
Colonel, what are you seeing in the airspace above Ukraine?
So, Allison, that's also something very interesting. So let's first go to the restricted airspace areas. So these are the airports, the main airports in Ukraine. And they handle a lot of traffic, particularly in Kyiv and in Lviv and also in Odessa. Those are basically the three main areas, also followed by Kharkiv. But what happened here, when the Russians came in, they decided that they needed to blanket the airspace and block it off to all traffic. So what they did was they issued something known as a NOTAM, or Notice to Airmen. And this is how that looks on radar. Nothing there. There's absolutely no air traffic here. Air traffic is flowing all around Ukraine, but nothing in Ukraine. And that's how that worked for them, and it preserved their ability to conduct operations.
So, Colonel, very, very quickly, where do you see the situation now? What's going to happen next?
So what I would say is, when you go back to the broader view out here, what's going to happen is the Russians are going to continue to move toward Kyiv. They're going to do it this way. They already have Chernobyl, according to reports. Kharkiv is obviously a target from what we've seen in our reports, obviously the Donbass area. And we have this area right here on the southern coast. So what you get here is a movement that could potentially cut the country off in all these different directions. Once this happens, they could potentially move west, or they could do this by going this way from Belarus. There are some forces that could potentially do that. That is something that is, part of an ancillary plan, perhaps. But the main thing, the main focus is right here, and right here.